Welcome back to Garage C. This is episode 4, part 4 of sorting out the broken engine. I'm Cerberus and I'm fluffing my lines. So quick apology for the abrupt ending of the last part of this, part 3. All of the batteries went dead, just all the batteries, all the fail. So I've invested in a couple more GoPro batteries. I've made sure that tripod diary cam, as we call this one, is fully charged. I've even got a little battery pack for that. Should be fine. Not a massive amount to do today, but also a massive amount to do. So we have to strip the engine apart and start looking for the actual problem. Now, I think that piston 3 has a problem with the wrist pin or the big end. It hasn't got the real bad knock of doom, but it has a definite tap, 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 which is too slow to be the tappet. It's too slow to be a hydraulic lash adjuster. The tone of it changes when you remove the spark from piston 3, so I think that's where it is. So the thing to do now is to tear into it. I'm going to take the ancillaries off, intake side, injectors, fuel rail, alternator. I'm going to take all the front off, all the timing gear, cam belt chain. I'll probably leave the water pump where it is. And then we'll spin her over, pop off the sump and see if we find something alarming. Kind of hoping we do, actually. The local train. Oh, lavalier as well. We've upgraded to a lavalier. Forgetting, I told you, fluffing my lines today. I've got the lavalier on and we've got some extra lighting over in the corner, which is currently blinding me. But the feedback on the first 3 episodes is audio needs a bit of an improvement. Yeah, I completely agree with you. And lighting needs an improvement. So we've chucked a light up in the corner. We'll see how we get on with that. So, time for me to wiggle some stuff around. Tools on this cart, parts off this engine, into that box. Easy peasy, right? There's a little problem. I haven't got my lavalier on. I'll speak up. There's a little problem. Engine ancillaries off, front covers off, alternator, intake, all that stuff. All good, right? So I took the plugs out. We had a quick look at the plugs. Now this engine was running and driving before we took it out of the car. So I thought I'd give it a quick turn over, line up my timing marks before we start stripping off the cam belt. But I turn the engine, it stops, and there's a very metallic feeling end point in both directions. It doesn't feel like compression, it feels rock solid. Something, did you hear the clack? Something is hitting something. Now I've had a look on the back. I don't know if you can see the bolts that hold the flywheel. Now if you have a look at those, they're not hitting the engine stand anywhere. You see them spinning? And there's that thunk again as we hit something metal. They're not catching, it's not them. So what on earth is going on? I guess it's time to take the sump off. Okay folks, sump is off and As you will have seen from the high speed, me running around, because I always speed that stuff up because I figure it's quite time consuming and you'll get a bit too bored. So speed it up, bit of music. I hope that works.
Bit carry on, but hey ho.
As you were watching that, there are many amongst you that will be thinking, why is he doing it that way? Is he insane? Well, no. And I know a fair amount about MX5s, but don't forget, this is like the second time I've taken a sump off one. So there's going to be stuff I forget. There's going to be stuff I do a bit half-assed. This is not supposed to be a series of tutorials, okay? If you want a tutorial, possibly best to go somewhere else. I'll do a few. I might do a cam belt change tutorial, but I'll give you a proper heads up that that's what it is. So yeah, don't do as I do, and rarely do as I say. This is for entertainment purposes only. With the sump off, revealed is the crank and the conrods, the big ends, and there is nothing I can see in there, obviously, stopping us when we try and turn the engine over. There's no bits of metal floating around, there's no weirdness going on. There was a little bit of shrapnel in the bottom of the sump, which I suspect is the remains of number 3 big end. But before number 3, that one. No, that one. Before we investigate that, I'd really like to find out why my engine won't turn over. I think it's time to take the head off. So why couldn't I turn the engine over? That is a trifle bizarre. Okay. Oh, hold on. What's this here? What's that?
Oh, that's not good.
That looks like glass.
It does look like glass.
What the hell is that? It feels like glass as well. How am I going to get that out?
How have you got glass in there?
That makes no sense at all.
It's definitely glass.
What the hell is that? And how the hell is it in my engine? See, I was worried that something had gone catastrophically wrong and there was like a lump of spark plug. Well, no, because the spark plugs are intact, or a piston had broken up, or something, significant had happened. These flywheel bolts definitely are not hitting. I mean, it locks solid. There's no maybe about it. It locks absolutely solid. Do we start taking pistons out? Well, I guess we do. There's nothing left, is there? Nothing left to do but start taking pistons out. Which I didn't really want to do. But I can't see as we've got a choice.
Da da da.
Oh, hold on. I wanted to. Yeah, that. I can feel movement in that one. I can't in that one. A little bit in that one maybe, and this one I've already undone, so I've banjaxed myself there.
So shouldn't you have started with the one you can't feel movement in? Or is it a set?
No, the big end was knocking.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. Let me see if I can spin that back up and then I will answer your question. I love how I put this down here so I knew where it was and then couldn't find it. So, this one is the big end that I believe to have failed. Right, so that's what's making the knock. So what you want is, so we'll look at this one. We want there to be no movement in that.
Right.
Okay. And you'll see in more detail when I take it off. This one, can you hear that?
Yeah.
That is the knock. So when the engine was running, going, that's what, it's that. So that one, that is toast. That is all kinds of buggered, because I shouldn't be able to do that. This one I didn't check. That one, there's a little bit in it maybe. Certainly nowhere near as much as number 3. On that one a little tiny bit, but even less than that one. This is a big end bearing. And it looks a little bit scored, but not, I don't think that's terrible. So here's where things get interesting. Well, first up, can we turn the engine over yet? Nope. Something's stopping us. I don't know what it is. So, number 3, this is where it gets interesting. Okay. We're expecting this to be squashed and ruined and altogether nasty. So let's see what we get. Oh, that's unhappy. That shell doesn't want to come off. And yeah, okay, straight away you can see, I don't know if the camera will focus, you see this edge where the metal's been squished out? Ladies and gentlemen,
So what would cause that?
there's your problem. Possibly an assembly error when the engine was put together by my good self. Look at that, it's all sorts of not the same shape as, you see how the other ones were a nice tight fit, and that's all kinds of a no.
All kinds of cattywampus.
Oh, it's yeah, rhubarb. So let's pop that there for now, and we'll push that down, slide it across. Let's see if we can get the other side of the bearing shell out. Yeah, we can. Oh yeah, that's bad. Yeah, that's lunched. Look at that. It's not round. It's been. I don't know if the camera's focusing on that. Yeah, that's just chooched. That's all kinds of broken. So, the good news is that my diagnostic that it was cylinder 3 and a big end failing was completely right. Yay! I'm not drastically over excited and happy about being right. Because, you know, broke is broke. But, hey, I called it. Now I'm wondering if it was all that destroyed bearing. It's not showing. It's not all black and horrible. There's no damage. It's not showing signs of detonation. Okay.
Shows your piston.
That's number 4. That's, I'm not massively concerned about that. That looks fine. So, no piston damage. It has a bit of a scuff in it. Will the crank turn over? No! What is actually going on? Oh, hold on. I think I've figured it out.
Go on.
Well, I put the flywheel bolts back in so I knew where they were. What if, without the flywheel on, a bolt's gone too far in, just a theory, and somehow it's hitting on something and stopping the engine from turning over?
Take the flywheel.
Take the flywheel bolts out. Wouldn't that be funny, putting the flywheel bolts back in so I knew where they were? Now hands up if you've been screaming that at the screen for the last Lord knows how long. Because if you figure it out, go to the top of the class. Because I have no idea. Oh, guess what?
What? It was your bolt.
Guess whose crankshaft is now spinning freely? You must be kidding me. Oh, I'm such a loony. Look, see?
Yeah.
All sorts of spinny round actions. Ah, it's official, I'm a goof. I guess we've come this far. We finish the strip down, take the crank out, pull the oil pump out, wash the block because there's bound to be bits and bolts and shrapnel in there, and I'm subtly trying to ask the camera lady if I'm in shot, but she's not getting it.
Wondered what your feet were.
The parrot flies at dawn over the air with the thing and the... Thank you.
Yeah, good. Yeah, good.
Okay, well, the piston broke. No, it didn't. No, the piston didn't break. The big end shell smooshed. I don't know why the big end shell smooshed. Perhaps I didn't torque that to specification. Perhaps that journal was
just felt like a break.
somehow undersized. Camera lady's heckling me now. Sorry about the ums. You're just going to have to live with them. There you go. Broken engine. Decision now is, do I package up the pieces?
No.
Send them up to probably Clive at Autotronics.
No.
Big up Autotronics. Oh, and also I need to big up Phil, Redicap Performance Garage, because the crane that you saw in the last episode was kindly donated to this project by Phil. Yes, on loan, but he donated the time of it. I'm not paying him for the loan, is what I'm getting at. He donated the services.
I just thought he was going to have a fit.
No, I'm not keeping it. Don't worry, Phil, I'm not keeping it. Can I get back to what I was saying now and I'm being heckled?
Yeah.
Should I just like come on camera? Or
No.
just, yeah, right. Redicap Performance Garage, Phil, RPG, thank you mate for the loan of your crane, which was free, so thank you for donating your time and your equipment, and we will get that back to you as soon as possible, and then I'll come begging in a little while for a loan of it again, so I can put whatever engine goes back in this car. Actually, stunt engine has a crank in it, so if this crank's been damaged, we could always pull the crank out of stunt engine.
You could.
There's the thought. Okay, well, we're not ready to wrap yet. I've got some massive amounts of tidying up to do, so we'll leave the camera running for a little bit of that, and then I will come back and we will wrap up. Okay guys, that's a wrap for this episode, for this section, for this part. I prefer parts to episodes. And I'm very oily. There is no real clean way of stripping an engine down. There's going to be fluids inside and they're going to all leak out, and that's why we had our spongy floor stuff down on our big metal tray that my dad got for me. Thanks Dad, it's a brilliant bit of kit, and I'm sorry that when you gave it to me you'd cleaned it all up, because I've made it really oily. I'm going to pop in a picture, an extreme close-up of number 3 shell. As you can see, it's ruined, absolutely ruined. The others don't look like that. There's a little bit of scoring on a couple of them, nothing massively major. So I think perhaps we caught it before it got really terminal. It wasn't, you know, absolutely, like, that wasn't the worst knock I've ever heard an engine make. It wasn't great though. And you could see that I could move the big end. The clearances weren't right, it was rattling, and that's what the knock was. I feel vindicated and slightly more relaxed now that I know what the problem was, and that I wasn't going mad, and it was knocking, and it was a worthwhile endeavour if you were to take the engine out. I was right. Well, how could you be wrong? Nasty noises are nasty noises, right? I diagnosed it, I knew what it was. I'm happy with myself about that. What we have to do now is come up with a plan for how to return the engine to health. Not sure what that will be. Whether I rebuild it, whether somebody else rebuilds it. As I said, Auto Trikes up near Sheffield somewhere, I think they are. I know Clive, he once bailed me out at Blighton circuit with some oil because my tappets were sounding very deadly and my oil was a little bit low, and he had some oil, so that's the kind of guy he is. Well, I'm rambling now, so we better zip it up, haven't we? All of my tools are oily, so the next hour will be spent wiping down tools and returning them to the blue tool chest, which you don't want to see. Join us next time when we'll probably have to find something else to do because I have a feeling the engine rebuild part of this is going to stall a little bit. So we may be on to sorting out some of the overspray in the engine bay, some touch-ups to the firewall, the front bulkhead. We may bring in Shout. This is Whisper. It might be time to introduce you to Shout, or at least Shout's new clothes. So tune in next time to find out what we're going to be up to, because I don't know myself yet. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, hit that thumbs up button, hit the like button if you like what you see. The more people hit the like button, the more people will see it. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, so you can get notice of when I'm blathering so badly.
We won't be here next week because next week is the National.
Camera lady has just reminded me of what we will be doing next week, and it won't be a workshop episode. It'll be a something else episode, so tune in for that. And I'm not going to tell you what it is. But yeah, we won't be in the workshop next weekend. We'll be somewhere else, and we'll be filming that and bringing you that for episode 5. And then after that, we'll be, yeah, all that stuff I just said. I'm blathering. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to cut some of this, aren't I? If you see a jump cut, that was me cutting out the blathering, and I'm still blathering. Shut up, Cerberus, what are you doing? Thank you very much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, let me know what you're thinking. As I said, none of this is a how-to. This is me messing around with spanners and rebuilding engines and supercharged cars. Thank you, and see you next time.